Welcome, my fellow Weeaboos and Star Wars fans. Today, I'm going to be going over and ranking all the episodes of Star Wars Visions. I mean, as a Weeaboo and a Star Wars fan, how could I not be excited for anime Star Wars? However, I have to say I was slightly disappointed. Many of the episodes did not live up to my expectations. A few were pretty good and made me feel like I was really watching anime Star Wars, but a lot of them just really didn't do it for me. I think the main problem here was probably that they just really didn't have enough time to flesh the stories out and the characters and everything like that. All the episodes were like under 20 minutes, and it really wasn't enough. I mean, with that time, I think they should have went more into either just doing crazy anime Star Wars things, which a few of them did, or just like really get into the action and the fighting and just the meaning of Star Wars and just put it in anime style. But I feel like a lot of them just tried to attempt to do stories that didn't really go anywhere, and some of them just didn't even do things I really wanted to see, to be quite honest. So, something I did learn about the Japanese, though, is that they like kyber crystals. A lot of these episodes had something to do with kyber crystals, so that was kind of interesting. Well, let's start with the bottom of the barrel. I'm going to be ranking all of the episodes from the ones I didn't like, the ones I liked the least to the ones that I enjoyed the most. So, starting at the bottom is Tatooine Rhapsody, which I have to admit is a pretty good name, but that's about the best thing there is about it. I'm just going to say that there is going to be spoilers in this video, so I recommend you watch all the episodes first, and then come back and listen to my ranking and see if you agree with me. But getting back to this episode, it's about pretty much Star Wars idols, and so there was a Jedi who was getting attacked in Order 66, and he ended up falling into the lap of a Hutt. But this was a nice Hutt, and he liked music, so he joined up in the band with them and became their lead singer. And I thought it was kind of interesting that his mic was kind of like a lightsaber. But another good thing about it is this episode had Boba Fett, and I believe it was actually voiced by the voice actor of Jango and Boba. I did watch the dub for these, so please don't kill me. I did look back at the sub for a few scenes. Like in this one, the climax was the song, and honestly, I didn't think the singing was that good. So that's honestly one of the reasons why this is the worst one. And I checked in the sub, and the singing wasn't really any better there either. I did like the how they brought them back to the pod racing area for the execution scene. I have to say though, parents shouldn't bring their kids to executions, but apparently some of them did. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's a sick audience to begin with, considering they went to see an execution, but okay, that's about all I have to say about that episode. The next one, number 8, is Akakiri. Let me just start off by saying the princess was fugly. Just damn ugly, okay? So, that, and the art style in general, I mean, I didn't hate it that much, but just some of the characters, especially her, looked weird. It didn't have that great of action and not much. I mean, it did have a hulking female or she-male Sith that was kind of intimidating, but the fight scene honestly wasn't very memorable. And the one part I did like is when he accidentally killed the princess in a fit of rage, but the fact that she was brought back right after that kind of ruined it. I think it would have been better if she stayed dead. And it didn't make sense to me why he went to the dark side real quick and just to bring her back, which I guess they're going with the Force healing just brings people back now, which I guess the sequels and the Mandalorian started that, so whatever. Well, the sequels is the first one that brought someone fully back to life. But right after he brought her back to life, why didn't he just neg on his deal? Like, he had no reason to stay on that evil woman's side anymore, so he should have just brought his love back to life and then just said, screw you, I'm not on your side anymore. But yeah, overall, not that great of an episode in my opinion. And then the next ones are the ones I consider to be like the mid-tier episodes. They're okay. I didn't really like them that much, but they're there. And we'll start off with ObiWan at number 7, which I don't know if it's T0B1 or TOB1, but I like TOB1 better because it sounds like ObiWan Kenobi. And this one was an uplifting one and it had some good art. I liked the main character. He's like a little Astro Boy type kid. The villain was like a knockoff Vader. He looked cool, but honestly, the fight scene was kind of just okay. I think it could have been better, though. I do like how he combined with the other robot to win. Next episode is The Twins, which this one's an interesting one. There's some things I really didn't like about it, like my main problem is the cringy dialogue, which maybe because I watched it in the dub, maybe it was less so in the sub. But just especially the main character and his like self-righteous screaming about saving his sister, and there was pretty unrealistic motives. Like his sister was just pretty much straight up evil. Didn't care about him when he was trying to kill her brother the whole time, and he just wanted to save her even though she was trying to kill him. I mean, like I don't know, they were just. It was kind of like standard over-the-top anime, just Naruto, Sasuke, screaming and attacking each other, but I mean, I guess that was kind of cool, but and speaking of unrealistic motives, there was also unrealistic physics, which, I mean, this is Star Wars, but this is kind of taking it to a new level with them not even needing a spacesuit, but apparently the droid did. And the light speed, when he was on the ship that went light speed and just cut the entire ship in half, though it was visually cool, but it didn't make much sense. And like, I did think it was cool how they absorbed the power or the kyber crystals into their suit and lightsaber, and then had like super powered lightsabers. This one arguably had the most epic fight, but besides like just the epicness and visual spectacle of it, that's about all I had going for it in my opinion. Next one at number 5 is The Bride, or The Village Bride. The husband is a simp. He carried his wife up a freaking mountain. Okay, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, it had an okay story. It was one of the longer ones. There wasn't much action though. One scene to note was the rocket helmet. I'm not sure why you'd have a rocket helmet. I don't think that'd be safe. Helmets are for keeping your head safe, not for blowing them off. So if that malfunctioned, you're kind of screwed. The female Jedi had a cool katana lightsaber though, and she had a cool scene where she stopped a blaster bolt and then cut down the villain. So that was pretty cool. And now let's go on for the last 4. These are the good ones. I all like these ones. At number 3 and number 4 are pretty close, but at number 4 I put The Duel. This one had my favorite art style out of all of them, and it had a really badass main character. Probably my second favorite character of all of these. He collects Sith kyber crystals. I think that was pretty cool. And I like the reveal when he brought out the red lightsaber when you expected him to have like a blue or green one. The villain also had a cool lightsaber, a freaking helicopter blade lightsaber that also could pull out and be a regular lightsaber. And when she came down spinning on it, and then floated down, that kind of reminded me of the Star Wars Rebels scene where they flew off with their lightsabers, though this one was a little bit better because she kind of just descended and just didn't fly away with her helicopter lightsaber. The reason I put this one at number 4 is because there really wasn't much of a story in this one. It was kind of short. It was just all action, though. I mean, that kind of considering how short it was, that's about all they could do. But I feel like they could have maybe had a little bit more story or just made it longer. And while the fight scene was cool between him and the Sith, I think that honestly could have been a bit longer and more epic. But overall, a really solid episode with some cool scenes. At number 3 is Laupen Osho. Let me just say, bunny girls are hot. But no, I'm just kidding. Or am I? But this one has a good story. It also has a sibling rivalry story type thing going on like the other one, but this one kind of does it right because it has much more realistic motives, more emotion behind it, more consequences behind what the characters did. The daughter ended up blinding her dad because she took the one good eye he had left. And then the bunny girl had to fight her adoptive sister. And she ended up slicing her down. And it was a pretty cool fight scene as well. So good fight and good story. Though, for some reason, she survived getting her chest slashed. I'm not sure about that. I feel like she probably should have died from that. And she got slashed and fell off a cliff. or off the space station or wherever they were on. And though this one did have a somber ending because she ended up not getting back together with her sister and staying enemies. So if that stays, if they never go back to that story, it just has a sad ending. So that kind of makes it good for me, though. It gives it more weight. For number 2 is The Ninth Jedi. Not The Last Jedi, that abomination. I'm kidding. If you like that movie, that's fine. Honestly, I didn't hate it as much as others, but... This one was a bit longer than some of the other ones and had a pretty good story, so I like that. Speaking of the story, it had a good plot twist. So in this one, the lightsabers change color based off of your affiliation or personality or whatever, and your power, but based off how much it glows. I thought that was pretty cool. And so a bunch of these Jedi show up for this meeting that this guy named Juro called for, and this guy looks evil as hell. So I'm like, that guy's probably the villain with the freaking evil mask and red eyes. But he actually turns out to be the good guy trying to stop the bad guys, and all those Jedis were actually Sith. When they turn on their lightsabers, they're all red. And then when Juro, who you thought was bad, turns his on, it was green. So I thought that was pretty cool. I had a pretty cool fight scene with a bunch of people fighting and Juro cutting them down, and there was actually showing like the people getting cut in half and whatnot, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about that one. And then now for number 1, the best one, and I was kind of between these two. I wouldn't say it's better by a high margin, but I would say this one's definitely my favorite, and that's The Elder. It has my favorite character out of all of them is the Jedi Master. He was a badass, kind of like the one from the Duel, but this one is also very wise, and I just liked his personality. He's really chill, and he was also really strong too. And his opponent, the Elder, was probably the best villain out of all of these. He really just wanted to fight people. He just wanted a good challenge. He's kind of like Goku in that respect. And it arguably has the best fight scene, I would say, of all these episodes. It wasn't super long, but it was pretty good choreography. And it has a good story as well, so that's why I think it's better than ones like The Duel. It has a cool fight scene, a cool character, and it has a pretty good story, good character interactions. It might have been better if the Padawan stayed dead, though maybe I could see what some people also liking how he survived. It makes it less sad. But again, it kind of like takes away from it because he did kind of get cut down, so it kind of like makes it feel more unrealistic that he survived. But I'm fine with it. I'm not sure, like I could swing both ways. It could go either way, and I don't really care. But overall, I would say that was the best one. So overall, I would say I did enjoy watching all these episodes. Obviously, some better than the others, but you can't win them all. Well, I wouldn't be disappointed if they made more, though. I could always use some more anime Star Wars in my life. So let's hope for some more. And now, subscribe!